$1 dinner, mushroom risotto.
I wanted to make another risotto because, let's face it, if you've never made a risotto before, you're probably not going to start with beet risotto. I made a mushroom risotto, which is kind of the king of kings when it comes to risottos. It's super easy. It's kind of sophisticated, but it's also basically comfort food. And man, is it good on a cold spring night.
Melt a couple tablespoons of butter in a pan and then add a handful of finely diced onion and cook until they're translucent. My onion dice is not very fine here and it is not acceptable, but what can you do? Then just add a cup and a half of arborio rice to the pot and cook that until it is coated in rice. Then add a quarter of a cup of dry white wine. Again, I didn't have any dry white wine, so I used dry vermouth and it is excellent. Heat until the vermouth cooks off, and then cover with about 4 cups of veggie broth and simmer over low heat while you cook the mushrooms. Heat a couple tablespoons of olive oil over medium heat and add a fine dice of onions, about a half a cup. This, again, dice is not fine enough, but what can you do? Then just heat till they're sort of translucent. Add a packet of mushrooms and some salt and some peppers, and just stir around until the mushrooms start to exude some liquid. I decided that my mushrooms were way too big, so I started chopping them up with a fork and a knife. I would advise you to do this before you put your mushrooms in the pan, but hey, you go to war with the army you have, not the army you wish you had. Once the mushrooms have started to exude some heat, just add a couple cloves of garlic and stir and cook until heated through. And basically, you're done with your mushrooms at this point. Now you just want to finish your rice and combine. By now, the rice will have absorbed a lot of the broth, and you just want to stir that rice up so that it releases some of the starch. The starch will thicken the broth into a nice sauce. So as the broth boils down, just add a little bit more broth and then stir and stir. I must say my elbow did start to hurt stirring this time. And you just add it in sort of half-cup increments until the rice is cooked through with just a slight bite to it, and that there's a nice consistency to the liquid in the pot. Then just add your mushrooms, mix around. I moved to a larger pot because I was struggling here. And then I just mixed it together. I added a little bit more broth to finish off the risotto. And then I was supposed to add cream, but I didn't have any, so I used sour cream. I was nervous about this, but the family did enjoy. Add some Parmesan cheese, maybe half a cup, a little more black pepper, and you are good to go. I chopped up a tiny bit of parsley and added this to my plate, and voila, this whole thing took 29 minutes.